There's good waveform now. We should be good. I hope we're good. Right? Right? Alright. Alright, new light, new microphone. We should be considerably better off. Okay. So we've got two fun ones today for exercise 9 and 10. Step 1, as always, put your name on. What? I am recording. Why? Yeah. Yeah, no, we're good. Alright. Alright. So exercise 9, you need to draw a pyramid of cylinders and cubes cut in fours. So here's the easiest way to do that. You're going to draw two different kinds of pyramids, okay? You're going to do one out of cubes, and you're going to want to do one out of cylinders, okay? So the best way to do this is just put a diagonal line so that we could divide this. And then that way it's like, okay, this is where I'm going to put one pyramid, this is where I'm going to put the other one. Here's going to be sort of the easier way to do this. I'm going to put my horizon line kind of like here, I guess, and we're just going to do cubes for the first one, all right? And then once I have my horizon line, I'm not going to put just 1 point down, I'm going to put down 2 points. We're talking about 2-point perspective today, okay? So if you remember 1 point, you have a horizon line, there's 1 point, and then every shape has to kind of go towards that 1 point. And then that gives us the most basic kind of perspective that we can get out of it, right? Are you able to see that? Not really. The graphite is not helping me here. Dare I say the other light might have been better. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably darken it in Premiere. But that gives us like the most basic kind of perspective that we have. All right, and then let me get this. You should be able to see that just a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, we got the horizon line, we got the perspective, and then d. All right, basic perspective, right? So when we add 2 points to that, it kind of changes just a little bit. So I'm going to put down 1 point, I'm going to put down 2 points. And then the way to think about it is that the starting point is going to be like your first edge of the thing. So usually it's easier to start at the very bottom when you're drawing something like this. So I'm going to put down that. And that's going to be like the corner of our cube, our first cube, right? So I'm going to do from here, that has to go this way. And then from here, that's got to go this way. And then vice versa on the other side. All right? Then I'm going to draw a line down here, and then a line down here, and then we're going to darken that up. Don't worry about making like all the individual cubes yet. We'll do that later as like surface detail. And don't worry about making the top of the pyramid just yet. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to establish the next edge for the next level. Okay? So you're going to do one of those, and then that's got to follow this way. And then from here to here, this is where it gets a little like, oh, I have perspective now. All right? And it's always really easy to do this when you have a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, it might be a little strenuous trying to draw all those straight lines. All right? And then for the very top, I'm going to make my next edge, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than the rest of what I've already done. The reason why I'm going to do that is because theoretically it would like be farther away from the camera, so it would look a little shorter because it's farther away. Like if you were at the base of a skyscraper and you tried to look at the very top window, it's going to look really tiny compared to the window that's on the ground floor, right? Because it's far away. And then you're just going to grab that edge. and then connect it down. All right, and then we need to just do our lines like this. All right. Now, once you have that, you still need to make it into cubes. So what I would do is I would go and I would start dividing it with surface detail. And then just think about where those lines would actually go. So like right here. And then that's it. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. You don't need to put shading on it. You don't need to put, shadow on it. Just do that and you're totally fine. And I'm just darkening this so that you can see it a little bit better. Alright, and then if you want to look real professional, you can erase your perspective lines. Alright, bada bing. That's what we're pretty much looking for. Yeah. Does that look a little bit better? Not really. I don't know, it's not great still. Alright. And then for the cylinders, it's the same thing. It's literally the same exact thing. It's just a little bit trickier because it's cylinders instead of cubes. All right, but you're warmed up with this, so the cylinders will be fine. Okay, save the cylinders for a second because we're gonna talk about the next one. All right, draw a full and half sphere, cylinder, and cube. Okay, so basically what that means is you remember like the first day we drew a sphere and it had like a line cut through it. All right, you're pretty much just gonna make like what is the cross section of that. So like we've got a sphere, all right, and then if you think about that line that we have to put, you can look at that and be like, okay, that's got to be my other edge. So I'm gonna draw that first. And then draw the rest of the sphere, right? It's as simple as that. That's all I'm asking for. It's literally just cut in half. Fruit Ninja. Think about Fruit Ninja. All right? The cube, that's the easiest one. It's just half a cube. You know how to do that. The cylinder is going to be a little bit more tricky. So, like, if we've got a normal cylinder, and it looks something like that, we have to think about, okay, so we got this line, and that's got to go this way. Okay. Think we can do that. Bing. Bing. Boom. Firepower. That's pretty much all you're doing. Just do it a little bit neater than mine. Like, do it way neater than mine. That's a problem. That's not, yeah. Okay, that's all we're asking for. Just basic understanding, right? Right. Good stuff. Good stuff.